Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Al Stock Trades. I wanted to go ahead and set you guys up. I'm not going to be there with you for earnings, but I'm just going to give you kind of like a preview of what to look for. Okay. So, as you guys know, Clover is going to be announcing their earnings after market close today on August 8th. Their estimated for the consensus EPS is negative 20 cents, and their estimated revenue is around $805 million. Okay. So write this down. They need to sit down and they're going to try, let's see if they can outperform and beat this. This is what Wall Street essentially estimates. Now, even with these estimations, you have to understand over the last 3 months, EPS estimates have seen 5 upward revisions, meaning that analysts got it wrong and they essentially had to revise, and 1 downward revision. Revenue estimates have also seen 2 upward revisions and 2 downward ones. Okay. So from this, I wanted to just point some out, give you guys a little bit more data here. As you can see, if you look at what analysts are, their consensus are for Clover, you can see that they have the EPS, which is essentially the bottom line, negative all the way up until 2026. Now, I personally, with my calculations, I think it's going to be 2024, 2025. However, my calculations and analyst calculations trumps what the actual CEO says. The CEO says he is going to be able to bring this company to profitability and free cash flow positivity in near 2023. Okay, so all these revisions are going to have to get cut and they're going to get revised again for 2023. Okay, my apologies. My dog is doing her squeaker. Okay, so from this perspective, this is very good because this basically allows you to essentially get in before analysts get shocked by this. Analysts are literally fed up with so many other stocks dropping. Clover is literally on the least of their minds right now because there's so much going on. So as an individual investor, this is something that you really want to see is when Wall Street messes up. Furthermore, if you look at the revenue estimates, they have them growing at 3.31 billion. Again, that's right in line with what Clover has, 3 to 3.4 billion. And this is 124% growth year over year. However, they have them now growing at 26% for 2023, 16.59% for 2024, 24.81% for 2025, and also 46.78% for 2026. Okay. Now, I personally don't understand why that they have them dropping and then they have them going up. I just don't get it, right? But if you average all this out, it's around 45-ish percent, right? But for all my mastering stock market students that use our intrinsic value calculation, you can go ahead and take the common denominator here, go 16, go 26, and then do the 15% discount rate if you like to have a more bearish outlook, again, to increase your margin of safety. And again, if you don't know what these terms mean, we teach them in our mastering stock market course along with full access to our data. Now, as you can see here, they're having them essentially slow down in growth. Now, I personally, I take this with a grain of salt because, obviously if they have them profitable in 2026, when the CEO said 2023, they're obviously 1, 2, 3, 4 years behind. So this might be wrong. So we'll see what the revisions are going to be, right? So just to be clear, what we're looking at for today, for Q2, the estimated is $805.32 million. Okay. We want to see if they're able to beat that. Okay. Likewise, for the earnings estimate, they're estimating a negative 20 cents. So last time they estimated it negative, I don't know, what is that, 30 cents? They ended up getting negative, was it 18 cents or whatever that was? I can't see the numbers here specifically, right? But as you can see here, they beat here and they lost here, they lost here, they lost here. So we'll see right now if they're headed the right direction. So now what is it that I'm looking at personally? Well, what I'm looking at is, very simply put, is I want to look at their net income. Are they burning more cash in comparison to the last quarter of that same year? Right? Sorry, of that last year, right? So I'm going to look at Q2 of 2021, okay? And I want to see their net burn, right? Then I want to compare it to the last quarter as well to see if they're headed towards a correct trajectory. Then we're going to go in, I'm going to do my little calculations and all that, and I'm going to look into the free cash flow. To calculate free cash flow, you got to go to the statement of the statement of cash flow statements and subtract them out. which is get cash from operations subtracted from CapEx, which gives you free cash flow. I want to see right now, is it headed into the right direction? Are they headed towards profitability? Another thing I want to look at is, the CFO. He most likely might be introduced in this earnings report, and they might introduce him, and he might say, "Hey, hello, howdy, how's everything doing? I'm just going to be on this call to see how things are going, and I'm here for maybe any questions, right?" And what people are going to ask him probably for his plan or whoever, right? The analysts, right? So altogether, I'm looking at any updates for that. I'm looking at their follow up with their expansion to see what's brewing within their that area. I want to look at Clover Assistant to seeing how that's going to happen. Is if there's going to be improved for their commercialization, any SaaS talks. If that's going to happen, that's like 2%, 1% of the discussion. It's like I don't even think that's going to happen, right? But the main thing is I want to know about profitability. I want to know about when are they going to be net income free cash flow positive, and I want to essentially see what the earnings the analysts have to ask to see what are they asking, what type of questions they're asking. But overall, I want to look at MCR, the medical cost ratio, to see if it's improved. I want to look and see a consistent trend that the longer the patients stay within the Clover Assistant, the better the outcome for the MCR is. Again, there's a cap at around 85%. Anything lower, Medicare doesn't like that. CMS doesn't like that, right? But overall, that's essentially what we're going to be looking at. And that's all I have. Also, just to give you just kind of a shout out. We are altering our all stock alerts and mastering stock market. We are now going to be doing bi-monthly live streams. So if any of our students, our members want to essentially, like, let's say, hey, I want to look at this stock, we will literally walk through it together as a group. Now that's by itself extremely valuable. And we're just going to literally drop it in and include it because I really think especially for our mastering stock market students, we're building a lifelong community, and the people that are on there are going to stay there for at least 10 to 15 years, and they're going to they're going to invest back inside of this community and be able to learn all the expertise that we offer. They're going to be able to re-input it back, and maybe I might look into a company and I might think it's good, and they might say, "Hey, Al, actually, I don't think it's good because X, Y, and Z." So we're all going to be together as a team. Once they finish the course, they're gonna be in the top. They're gonna be in the top 10 to 5% of analysts. There's no doubt about that. Okay, because the amount of work I put into this, I put over 10,000 hours into this damn project, and over many hours into this whole financial independence that I was seeking out for the past 10 years. So anywho, this is kind of the updates of what's going on. This is what I'm looking at, and I hope this video was helpful. And please comment down below, what are you looking at? And let me know if this video was helpful. And again, how can I improve? Again, I want to make sure I serve you guys, okay? It's not about me. I don't give a shit about myself. It's about you, right? It's about the subscribers. It's about you. How can I better serve you? And how can we basically make this 10 minutes, 15 minutes that you have in watching our channel, how can we make it benefit you, and so you can extract the best information possible? Okay, because again, your happiness is my happiness, because it just feels good to help, and this is why I went into healthcare in the first place. Anywho, God bless you guys. I love each and every one of you. Stay safe. Peace out.